Tarina, welcome to Untapped Potential.
Good evening, Miss Simone, and good evening to everyone tuning in with us tonight. I am so honored to be here to have a conversation with you.
Yes, and I have to tell you, you are a sight for sore eyes. We have
Um,
missed you.
I've missed you guys too.
We
I missed you guys too. It's time. It's time to show up again. It's time.
Yes. Thank you so much for reappearing because, like we mentioned before, you made such an impact on our culture and our music in Dominica. So I've often wondered where you were, what you were doing, and I'm sure I am not the only one. So, how have you been doing, my dear?
I've been doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you to everyone who has asked about me, who's, inquired, what is she up to? Um, I live currently in Wichita Falls, Texas. So if anyone has been wondering where did she disappear to, that's where I'm located, guys.
Mm-hmm. And let's just go back a little bit and talk about Dominica because
Sure,
you left Dominica several years ago. But just tell us, I
7 years.
mentioned you made a significant contribution. So just tell us a little bit for those of us who are less familiar with you. Tell us a little bit about your life in Dominica.
Yes, life in Dominica. I was raised by a single mother, Jennifer Barron. She is Her Excellency to say on your live right now. So that's my
Ah,
mom. I was
welcome,
raised by my
Mom.
mom. Just a regular little girl. I went to St. Martin Primary School, then I attended Goodwill Secondary, transferred over to Dominica Grammar School, and then I attended the state college. I started to pursue my degree in nursing, and then eventually I worked over at the Port Authority for 3 years, and then I picked up my journey to further my academics with Midwestern State University in Texas. So in 2005, I took part in the Domfesta competition. That was the first, I guess, solo competition that I took part in. And I sang a song written by Tim Dura. Mr. Dura penned a song entitled Celebration. And that song, it was a calypso genre. So when I performed the song, a lot of persons, encouraged me, why don't you go into the calypso arena? My mom was an avid lover of calypso. I didn't fancy calypso too much, but I didn't have a choice because when calypso season was on, the music is playing in the house. So my mom, she loved the genre of music. I also eventually, developed a love for the genre and an appreciation for the art form. And I went in 2006, if I'm correct. Yes, 2006. So the following year, I took a big leap of faith and I went in and joined the big man and them.
Yes, indeed.
Big
That's a
man
good way
things.
of putting it. Squanto had a song like that,
I'm
Calypso's
te-
Big Man Thing.
Scrunted, man scrunted.
He
Scrunted
didn't
was
lie.
something. Big man things. I'm telling you.
Uh-huh,
So
uh-huh.
yes, so that's a little quick recap for those of you um who don't remember, but I joined the arena 15 years ago in 2006, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have made an impact and to
Yeah.
leave my imprint in the art form. A wonderful art form, and congratulations to everyone who has continued to uphold the standard.
Yes, and thank you everyone for being here. Of course, if you're just joining us, we're doing a special edition of Untapped Potential on Facebook Live with Miss Tarina Simon from Dominica, now living in Wichita Falls, Texas. And of course, those who know me know that I attended Midwestern States University in Wichita Falls. So she is in my home territory of Texas. So how is Texas? How is Wichita Falls,
Well, you
Tarina?
know what they say, Wichita Falls, the weather, it's like if you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. It's gonna change. So right now we are experiencing some cold, but it's just right. Wichita Falls, we're doing pretty good. There's been a lot of developments. There's more traffic, probably a lot more versus when you were there. We have a large increase in the population at MSU, and even, you know, international students from the Caribbean particularly. So there's a lot of diversity in the town now, a lot of diversity, and I'm so glad to still be around.
Yeah. Now you talk about going to Wichita Falls. Now just tell us what that transition was like for you. Just going from Dominica and then a completely new experience of living in Wichita Falls, Texas, which is a small town. It's not as big as the major cities like Dallas and New York City. It's a relatively small town by US standards. So just tell us if you experienced any, challenges and how you were able to make that adjustment.
My first challenge was the aesthetic of the place. Coming from an island where you have almost every shade of green available to your eyes, beautiful sunlight, as well as the beautiful time of the rain season, the rainy season, and coming to what no offense to the place, but a dry,
Yes.
looking terrain.
Yes.
There isn't much green. It's pretty much browns and creams and those types of colors. It was an adjustment for me, and I came in the summer. And that particular summer, they were experiencing 100 days of 100 degrees. So just imagine coming from the Caribbean, a tropical place, wonderful temperature, and then you come to the desert, and again, it literally it literally was a desert, a shocking experience for me in that regard. With regard to the temperature, I remember asking one of the persons who were chaperoning us to settle in, who turned on the kitchen, because we were standing outside Walmart, and I was smelling the heat, like the heat you would smell if you're in the kitchen. And I'm like, who turned on the heat? And they started laughing, and they're like, that's the heat, that's the temperature outside. So for me, the biggest thing was the temperature change, and of course the culture change. We're very how do you say it, courteous in Dominica. You see somebody around the corner, hey, what's up, how you doing, whatever, so and so. You shout to someone from a distance. Up here it's a bit different, a bit more modest, and I guess you had to adapt to that type of culture.
Yeah,
but of course, Wichita Falls is beautiful, and I love it. I've grown to love it.
You're bringing back all sorts of memories, Tarina, because I remember that Texas heat.
That
I
heat,
remember those
oh my goodness,
100 days of 100-degree
100
temperature.
degrees.
And I'm not sure how it is now, but back then when I went to MSU, many of us walked. So we would attend in summer classes and we would be walking in that heat every day for 100 days. I mean, that is
Oh
what you
man,
call perseverance. That is what you call
perseverance.
determination. And
Yes,
the other
ma'am.
thing that was really foreign for me when I went to MSU is just that, I hate to say it, but we as Caribbean people, we were so much more polished. I'm not sure if you guys have experienced that, but we would
You
invite
can tell the
people
difference.
to banquets. And I would just be surprised to see, people show up in, jeans and
Jeans,
cowboy
it's
hats, and we
culture.
all have ball gowns on because we were going to a banquet. So it was certainly an adjustment for me. So I know
Yes,
for you, it was. Now tell me, when did you leave Dominica and migrate to Texas?
I left in August of 2011. In the summer class of that recruit semester, and yeah, August of 2011.
So you've been there about 9 years,
Yes,
just
thereabout.
about. Right.
Just about.
And
Yes.
and of course we're loving that we have quite a bit of people on the live with us. And I don't want you to think that we're ignoring you, but we're going to have the conversation with Miss Tarina Simon first, and then we will engage you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing the live, and thank you for coming on board as we speak with Miss Tarina Simon, from Dominica, now living in Texas, as she tells us about her wonderful journey through life. And she's also here to share a message of inspiration and a message of hope with us, and her journey, her spiritual journey as well. So we're looking forward to hearing how good God has been to you and everything that you're doing. So you
Yes,
finished your
ma'am.
bachelor's degree and you're currently working on your master's degree, is that correct?
I am currently working on my Master of Ministry degree.
Tell us
I'm
about that.
pursuing my I'm pursuing my Master of Ministry degree with Southwestern Christian University, which is just about 2-hour drive away from Wichita Falls. I also I gave my life to Christ in 2016, and I've been on a journey ever since then. I am grateful for all of the changes I've experienced being a Christian, and I'm taking that walk, and that has inspired me to take it a bit further. I realized that the Lord has called me and is calling me into a new type of life, and it's a big deal, and I've decided to answer the call. So I'm pursuing my Master of Ministry with Southwestern Christian University.
Yeah, now was it difficult for you to accept that calling? Because I know many times we know that there's a calling on our life to do something, to change our ways, to change directions, to completely pivot and do something different from what we are doing now. And many times we try to ignore the call. Was it difficult? What was that transition like for you to change your life and to follow the calling that you felt?
Well, my particular transition was one that was, as we would say in Christian lingo, in a time of travail, because I actually was in the process of pursuing my Master of Human Resource Development. I was just about done. I was in my last semester, and it was at that point, there were some difficulties with regards to the program where I had to switch programs, or finding myself another program that would allow me the opportunity to complete. Beyond my circumstances, beyond my control. And I'm like, I've been praying, I've been hearing this in my heart. And I'm like, okay, is this my opportunity, to change paths? Because I really feel led in that direction. And I just grabbed the bull by the horns, and I'm riding it. I'm riding away. So was it difficult? No, the decision was not difficult for me. However, the circumstances under which, someone else would have probably been like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But I decided to use it as an opportunity to listen to God's voice and to follow his leading. Because, sometimes the storms around you can tend to distract you from what it is that God wants you to do next. And I didn't want to miss that opportunity. So I committed myself to a period of prayer so that I could get clarity to know where I was going next. And this is where I am at. I'm on that journey right now.
Yes, and I can certainly tell that you're very fulfilled, you're very happy, you're glowing.
I'm glowing. We thank the Lord and the Holy Spirit and this ring light.
Which you all have.
You look good too, my sister.
Thank
You look good too.
Thank
Of
you.
course.
So, of course,
Yes,
thank you
ma'am.
everyone who's here with us, who are enjoying our conversation with Ms. Tarina Simon right here on Untapped Potential and Push Past 10. And we're having a wonderful conversation with Tarina about changing the direction of your life and following your true calling. So tell us a little bit about what life involves for you now with your ministry and with everything that you're involved with, Tarina.
Well, for those of you who are not aware, in 2016, I made the decision to, and I was sharing my testimony with you. I made the decision that I needed a change in my life. And there was one thing that I had never truly given a try, and that was truly being a Christian, like knowing what is that. I have a Bible, I've never read it. Other than leaving my Bible open on Psalms 23 by my headstand. And I'm being totally honest, of course you go through, you try to understand. King James is so strong, but I was at a point in my life where I felt like I needed something more. And I felt like there was an inward calling for something more. So I decided I wanted to find myself a church. And God used an unbeliever to bring me to the particular ministry that I am at right now. I say unbeliever because she wasn't raised in church. She wasn't a believer of any way, but she herself confessed, T, I think I need some of God. I need some pick me up this week. Let's go to church. And so I found myself at Gospel Culture, and we are on Facebook. just like that, gospel culture. And I heard something different. I heard the gospel of Jesus Christ being taught in full force. And I felt something enter my heart. And I said, this is it. This is what I'm looking for. And it's not like, there's a signpost which tells you, okay, go this way, but it's an inward knowing. And I had that inward feeling, that and knowing and that peace, that this is where I need to be. This is where I'm going to get what I need right now. And I've committed myself to attending their services. I went to Bible study. I went to prayer meeting. I went to Sunday service. And then one evening in December of 2016, I just remember going down on my knees in my bedroom and I said, God, I've tasted something and I believe there's more. I believe there has to be more because it tastes too good. It tastes too good. It tastes like a real good food. Better than a broth, better than a pilau, better than a kalaloo.
Oh
This
boy.
is too good. And I'm
Yes.
telling you, better. And I had decided I'm gonna go to one more party. I'm gonna go to one more party. I went to a party. And I entered there and I went at happy hour, what I would call a happy hour, when everybody is in the party, things are bubbling, it's popping, everybody dancing. I went at that point and it didn't cut it for me anymore. That's just my experience. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case for everyone, but I just felt so out of place. I felt like this really isn't where I need to be, and that there's an inward call for more. And I decided to answer. So I walked away from that party that night, and I'm walking, in my apartment complex, heading home. And just like when in the Bible, when God told Lot to walk away from Sodom and Gomorrah, I felt like I was walking away. And if I looked back, I would become a pillar of salt. And I'm just using that story because
Yes.
it's a familiar one
Powerful.
for us. But that's what I felt. I felt like what was ahead of me was way more important than looking back. And sometimes that's what we need to do. And so I serve at my current ministry, Gospel Culture, as the worship pastor and worship leader. I lead that a team of wonderful members, about 12 or 13 people, I think. And I also head the marketing and promotions department over there as well. And I help out with transportation as well. And I'm available for anything. I'm down for anything. I'm like, just name it. So I went head first. Sort of like how, when I joined Calypso back in the day, I knew nothing about the art form. And I had, wonderful mentors like Observer and was it Caressa and all of the other wonderful musicians and instrumentalists that backed us up. I had the privilege to be mentored by them about the art form. So I had teachers. And so for me, coming into a new type of life, I had my own mentors at Gospel Culture, my own teachers, my pastor, Pastor Renee, his wife, Dr. Etem Chutakang. They took us in and they fed us the word, of course, from the pulpit. And I have the privilege to, get to be with them and to do ministry with them. And they've given me an opportunity, a platform to join in with them, to be a minister as well. And I just feel so satisfied. I feel full. I feel like I found where I have been heading to, and this is just one mark, and now we're gonna push past and head over to the next.
Yes, I like that part. Push past.
We have to put in come on, we have to put in our things, man.
Yes, Tarina, thank you for sharing that beautiful
Yes, ma'am.
experience with us. We are enjoying hearing your testimony of finding your true calling, finding your home. It seems like you found your place in life, you found what you were called to do, and you're just relishing
Oh
in
yeah.
finding where you belong. And I think many of us spend an entire lifetime
Mm-hmm.
looking for where we belong and also denying where we're supposed to be, because many
Mm-hmm.
times we're chasing the money, we're chasing
Yes.
the status, we're chasing the glory, and it doesn't look like what you are doing right now. It doesn't look like following your faith, becoming a Christian, being able to share a message of hope with the world, especially during this dark time. So thank you for being here with us, Tarina, and thank you for sharing your testimony.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. So let's take our discussion one step further because you've taken your journey one step further as well. So tell us
Yes,
about
ma'am.
the new MIM series that you've started. Tell us, what is that? For those of us who are a certain age, we don't even know what a MIM is. So what is a MIM?
Oh my God. So a meme is an image quote that you, or typically a meme would be like, you'd have images on there that would tell a joke because that's the most trending type. But I decided to take it and use it as a creative way to share the gospel. And so what I've done is during my Bible study time, I wasn't necessarily studying to find out what life is, but at that time that word life just kept popping out at me, and I'm like, okay, God, you're trying to tell me something, and I think I need to go a little bit deeper to find out what it is you want to say. And so life kept popping out at me during my Bible study. And I decided, because like I said, I'm the marketing manager of my ministry. And so I decided to just use my Canvas app to go ahead and create an image quote, because I have also, my other pages, which is Tarina S. Simon on Instagram, as well as Develop Outliers, which is more so of my business motivational page. And so I would usually post, my quotes on there if I have any inspirational thoughts. But man, I was just led to create my first, what is now called a meme series, but I didn't know what it would be then. I made my first image quote, which talks about I am life. Um, I am life. So I wanted to, I kept it, and I'm like, I kept studying, so more stuff kept being added to it, more, inspiration kept being added. And I just decided, you know what, I don't know what to do with this, until one day, the day that I decided to call it a meme series. I was in prayer and I heard meme series. I'm like, okay, what am I doing? So I'm just following and obeying. And I just launched it. I had no idea what it was going to be like, the response, what to expect really. But I just stepped out in faith. And that's what we have today. The meme series is it's a devotion. Usually I try to go on live, but it's not more so me going live. It's the image quote, and attached to that is a write-up about the image. So
Mhm.
most persons, I encourage, if they go to my Tarina S. Simon official Facebook page, you will see that there is an addition to that with a full write-up. And I call it breakfast, because whenever I go live, I try to let people know, hey, we're gonna have breakfast. And breakfast is the food of champions. And just like we're trying to be champions in the physical, I encourage us to be champions in the spirit. And we have a spirit man that also needs food. So how are we going to feed this man if we don't have time? We're so busy in the mornings. So it's just a quick way. Just take maybe 5 minutes, just a quick read. And there's a declaration at the end just to power up your day. And that's it. But
Yeah,
most persons have been, you did go ahead.
I did take the liberty of pulling up one of your memes. So let's see if I can
Okay.
find it so we can share it so the audience can see what we're referring to. And of course, if you're listening to the radio show, you can always go to my Facebook page or my pushpast10.com page, and you will be able to see an example. So Tarina, just kind of expound, for example, on the one that we're looking at, Light of Life, and that is John 8:12. Is that what it is?
John 8:12, light of life. Yes. So that is season 1, episode 7. So I've decided to call it, sort of like if you are looking at an episode, a TV episode. So seeing that it's a meme series, this is episode 7, and it's called Light of Life. And the scripture for this one is John 8:12. And it says, Jesus spoke to the people once more and said, I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness, because you will have the light that leads to life. So
Mm-hmm.
this tells us that we need light so that we can live life. We need light so that we can truly experience this life that Christ is talking about. And then, I used an analogy where I talked about, my mom, when I was younger, she would always tell me, always be aware of your surroundings. If you live in a place, you should know where your stuff is. In the event something happens to you, and you can't see at night, or there's no light or electricity, you should be able to find your way out of the house. And so with that training, I use that experience to do a small write-up on Light of Life and to expound on that scripture so that we could have a bit of understanding. And, that experience, that training that my mom gave me actually saved my life in 2019. Saved my life in 2019.
How so?
For the sake of, preserving some of the details, there was a poisonous gas leaked into my apartment. And it is said that that particular gas, too much of it, it could lead to death, it could lead to paralysis, it could lead to, what is it? Organ damage and all of those other things. But thankfully, it was in the night. I discovered that I was feeling ill at night, and I got out of bed. I collapsed completely out of bed. I tried to, find my way around, and, instead of panicking, I remembered what my mom taught me, and I started to pray. And I was able to muster up enough strength to find light and call for help. And, of course, I'm just giving a modified version just to preserve a little bit. But I was able to find the light. And I was able to pray and receive strength to be able to call for help. Thankfully, I was removed from that apartment, myself and my roommates. I was removed from that apartment, and I was able to be taken to the hospital. And the doctor said, it's a miracle that you are alive.
Wow.
It's a miracle. And so, just like our natural eyes needs light. So if we have any opticians on here, you will clarify if I'm saying the right thing. Just like your natural eyes, it needs light to go into the eye. And then it's not that we see images, but the brain transcribes the light that comes into the eyes, and it makes us envision an image. Christ is the light of heaven, and he is the one who shows us which way to go and highlights to us what it is that we should do next, for example. So this is what this particular Light of Life meme episode 7 is talking about. And of course, there's many more, I think 7 more like that. But because of what we're doing today, I'm gonna post a bonus today. So I'm hoping that everyone tunes to the page so that they can get the bonus.
Yes, and you know what I like about what you're doing, Tarina, is that you're saving it in the form of a picture. So if you just need a little inspiration, a little hope during the day, you can actually just save the picture and put it as a
Yes,
screenshot. Save it as
that's
the
right.
cover, the screen of
Yes,
your cell phone, because so
that's
many
right.
of us are in need of what you are doing right now, Tarina, in just having that message of hope, that message of inspiration, that message that things are going to get better. This too
Mhm.
shall pass. And in the meantime, it is wonderful having someone like you and someone so young as well to inspire us and to keep us motivated. So I encourage everyone to follow Tarina Simon for more inspiration, for just that, soul searching energy that many of us need to get through the day. And I also went ahead, Tarina, and post some information in terms of how we can support you, because I think that the work that you're doing is very important. I know that you're trying to get through your master's degree program,
Yes, ma'am.
and I know that this is our community. This is our village. I say it all the time. We might be spread out all over the world, but social media, Facebook is our communities where we gather
That's
from.
right.
I mean, last evening we had people from Paris and the UK and
Mhm.
all over the US, all over the Caribbean. And it's so beautiful to see all of us just come together for a worthy cause. So again, I've tagged your information, and I'll also be sure to
Thank
post
you.
it with the video so we can support you and support the work that you're doing. So what is next for you, Tarina?
What is next? Well, I intend to complete my degree. I am hoping to finish with my degree at the in May of 2022. And to be honest, I'm just following whatever the Lord asks me to do next. Like I said, this particular meme series, I didn't envision it being a part of the process of the journey, but my goal is to really I'm really focusing on completing my degree. And as I go along, I'm hoping to expand which direction he wants me to go with that. But of course, my worship ministry is always gonna be there. I would love, to put some work together with regards to, praise and worship music, and take it in a different direction. I know, away from calypso, to all my wonderful supporters who supported me during my time of calypso singing. But now I have shifted over. I have a new life. I live a new life, and that new life is Christ in me, the hope of glory.
Yeah, and I think it's so beautiful that you still get to use your voice. You still get
Yes,
to
ma'am.
make the world a beautiful place with that beautiful singing voice of you. Maybe we could convince you to sing for us, Tarina. Do you mind?
Let's look for song requests. Gospel, eh?
How
We're
about the
not
one
singing.
that you sent me in the interest of time?
I will sing For Your Glory. How
Yes.
about that? By
Yes,
Tasha Cobbs.
please.
Lord, if I find favor in your sight, Lord, please hear my heart's cry. I'm desperately waiting to be where you are. I'll cross the hottest desert, travel near or far for your glory. I will do anything just to see you, to behold you as my King. I want to be where you are.
Tarina, that's why we've missed you all those years. We've missed that voice, Tarina. That is God-given talent. And I can certainly see why you're using your voice to the glory of God, because that is just natural God-given talent. So thank you for sharing your talent with us.
Thank you for allowing me. I didn't get to warm up, but we still shot it.
You don't
We
need
still
it. You
did it.
don't need it. I just put you on the spot. You did not
Let
know
me
we were
drink
going to
my
do this
water.
today. So thank you for that. And thank you for being on Untapped Potential with Dr. Simone on TDN Radio and Facebook Live. And now we will engage the audience and see what is being said on the Facebook Live. Tarina, we have a full house. And for example, Divansha says, I am so happy I tuned in. Tarina, God is shining through you. I needed this truth today. Thank you. That is such a beautiful comment. Lashanda says, the meme series has definitely made an impact. Can't wait to see what God continues to do through her. Any thoughts on those comments?
Oh man, I can't wait to see what he does through me too. But he can also do something through you as well.
Yes,
He's
yes.
looking for us. He's looking for us.
Yes, and just the thought of encouraging everyone to follow their passion, follow their purpose is so important. Francesca says, yes, indeed, Tarina Simon, Christ in you and the hope and glory. Chris Laville,
Amen.
oh, feel this in my spirit. I did too, Chris. Rita Thomas, go girl. To God be the glory. Such positive
Amen.
feedback, Tarina. I'm so
Amen.
happy to see everyone here on the Facebook Live to
We're
share
doing
in
our
your
job.
testimony. Peter Dover, hi Peter, how are you? Continue to let the Lord use you. Your mom
Amen.
says, hallelujah, only you, Jesus. Oh, so
Only you,
beautiful.
Jesus. Oh.
Erms say, amazing voice. Congratulations, Tarina, on your journey. Anyone has any questions? Are you from Dallas?
I am.
Oh my God. They always said the talent came from Granby, but I have to tell you, I've met so many talented people from Dailies. Dr. Swinburne Augustine, Devon Mills is from Dailies, Dice is from Dailies, and now you're from Dailies. That's where the true
I'm
talent
from
is,
Delhi.
right?
That's right.
Oh,
That's where the well is at. That's where the well
yes,
is.
good for you.
Yes.
Natty says, I am so proud of you. A beautiful life indeed. So, Tarina, again,
Amen.
thank you for stopping by. Thank you for sharing your testimony. Thank you for giving
Thank you
us
for
a
having
message
me.
of hope. Do you have any final thoughts you would like to leave us with as we get ready to sign off?
Of course, I do have something I want to share. Um, yesterday as I was preparing, I was trying to just pray for everyone that would be on the live, and even for you yourself, Dr. Simone, Miss Simone. and
Don't know.
and let me just grab my notes quickly, because
Yes, go ahead.
I really want to share this with everyone.
Mhm.
I was reading, and I wanted to share 7 responses that we can have to change. Because change comes, it's something that's inevitable. And I was just listening to the great Miles Monroe, and his planning sermon. If you want to go check that out on YouTube, but I just wanted to share that with you. 7 responses that we can have to change, plus a bonus. And one is that you cannot resist change. You cannot ignore change. That's number 2. You have to accept change. That's number 3. You must adjust to change. Number 5, you can manage change, but you can't stop it. Number 6, you can become a victim of change, or you can manipulate it. 7, you can prepare and plan, but can't stop change. And number 8, you can be an initiator of change. You yourself can initiate change in your life. And he said this was his favorite. And for me, at the beginning of my journey, and this walk that I'm taking, I decided that I needed a change. And I just want to encourage anyone who is under the sound of my voice. If you know that you are in a situation that does not give you joy, does not give you peace, I mean, the times itself is hard enough. Why stay in that situation? I encourage you to step out boldly, step out in faith, and know that through Christ, all things are possible. You can endure any situation, and you will definitely get out of any difficult situation. And in you is your hope for an expected end, because he knows the plans he has for you. He knows, and his desire is not to shame you or embarrass you, but to help you through your journey in life. And we can always call on God. He's not mad at us. He might not like what we did last night, but he's never mad at us. He's so passionately in love with us. And that's all he wants, is for us to come home and to have a glorious life with him. So yes, that's if I have to leave on any positive note. I encourage you, have courage. Have courage and allow the Lord to empower you to live a victorious life.
Yes, thank you, Tarina. I mean, I'm so happy that you took some time to be with us, because so many of us need to hear from you. And I'm hoping that a lot of us will follow you to continue to serve as a minister to us as we, try to traverse this very difficult time. And I'm so happy because we're embracing all our talents and all the inspiring people who are part of our community, and they're able to share their God-given talents with us, and just to bless us with important words that can impact our lives. So again, thank you for being here. And of course, I want to make sure we acknowledge some of the wonderful people who joined us today. I see that Mr. Jerry Lloyd is on the live. So thank you for being here. Matthias Etienne is here. Grell Joseph. Diana, Daniel, George is here, Carissa. So Tarina, they showed up, the Push Pass Nation, and a lot of the people from your church showed up to show their
My
support for
lovely
the
family.
Yes, to show the support for the important work that you do. And of course, we encourage them to follow you, and we also encourage them to follow Push Past 10 because we're all about motivation,
Yes.
inspiration, educating people in any way that we can. For example, we did a number of Facebook Lives on the importance of the vaccine, the importance of the stimulus package. And I think I saw Frederick Barron on the Facebook Live. He was our speaker for the importance of the stimulus package. And we just try to promote a positive spirit, positive energy, inspiration, motivation, culture, entertainment. So we do it all.
Do it
Push
all.
Past, we do it all at Push Past 10. So if anyone is interested in becoming a guest of the program, you have an inspiring word to share with the audience, we would love to hear from you. So send me a message through the inbox on Facebook, and you can also visit my website at pushpast10.com, PUSHPAST, the number 10.com for more information. So Tarina, once again, lovely to see you. You look wonderful. I can tell that you are blessed. And I look forward
Thank
to
you.
remaining in touch with you and
We
working with
will
you
stay
as
in touch.
well.
Yes. One more thing before I
Yes,
go.
please
Um,
do.
the 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 meme series, though it's season 1 is wrapped up, season 2 will be starting on January 30th. So you guys can look out for that again. Like you said, go over to my Facebook page, Tarina S. Simon, and you will be able to catch up on season 1. And then now you'll be able to wait for season 2.
Yes, yes. And again, thank you for being a positive light in this world.
Thank you so much for what you do as well. God bless you.
Yes, thank you. We'll be in touch. And thank you, everyone
Bye.
on the Facebook Live. Thank you for being here again. Have a good night.